From the greatest demigods to the tiniest underground ones, the lands between is a vast open world with many exciting and scary adversaries to face. You can't help but notice a trend when you explore the lands between in Elden Ring. I hope you all kind of got what today's video is about. Yeah man, it's about the 10 hardest Elden Ring bosses. Because of the open environment and the range of playstyles favoring certain bosses over others, the complexity of the bosses in Elden Ring is very variable. However, some managed to be a significant challenge nonetheless. The bosses were fought using combat built with spirit summons as assistance for this list. So without further ado, here are Elden Ring's 10 hardest, most terrifying, and devastating boss confrontations. Hardest boss number 10, Malekith the Fell Omen. When first confronted, Malekith the Fell Omen, the first significant tail boss in Elden Ring, is a terrifying monster. Malekith may easily crush unprepared and low-level players who merely follow the main path in the early hours of the game. Thanks to the multiple long combos and a combination of range and melee attacks to penalize dodging, rolling, and panic healing. While he may be trivialized by spending hours exploring the open world and acquiring far more powerful gear,
extinguish thy flame.
If Malekith is faced too soon, he becomes a significant roadblock to obtaining the first great rune. It could be a good idea to return later after the 10th time hearing him advise you to put these silly desires to rest upon death. Hardest boss number 9, Lich Dragon Fortisax. Lich Dragon Fortisax is a demanding dragon boss who may be extremely dangerous and terrifying because it's not an endgame like many other monsters on this list. As a consequence, player character builds aren't as sophisticated. Nevertheless, this gigantic Lich Dragon is a force to be reckoned with a wide range of devastating lightning strikes that can conquer both players and summon alike. It's also necessary to obtain one of the game's 4 significant endings by completing via the Deathbed Companion's questline. Lich Dragon Fortisax is one of the most fearsome dragons in Elden Ring, with the battle taking place in the Deathbed Dream region, which lends the encounter a horrific ambience. Hardest boss number 8, Dragon Lord Placidusix. The Dragon Lord Placidusix resides beyond the end of the planet, beyond time itself. To reach the Dragon Lord, you must lie in a coffin in the Eye of the Storm in crumbling Farum Azula, rewinding time to create the massive arena that holds him. Placidusix is an enormous two-headed dragon with mastery of lightning and powerful strikes that can kill in a single blow. However, intimidation is a big part of this employer, so tricky. Because of its size, staying close to the Dragon Lord allows you to dodge many of its attacks, leaving just a few claw swipes and backward fire breathing to avoid. Hardest boss number 7, Hawara Lou, Warrior. The Elden Throne is located at the foot of the Erd Tree, and the first Elden Lord Godfrey returns at the end of the game to challenge the tarnished protagonist to a duel. Godfrey the first Elden Lord battles like a glorious demigod, showcasing his devoted lion friend on his back while swinging his enormous great axe and causing ripples in the earth. This fight is brutal, but not impossible if you use well-timed dodges to prevent being thrown to the ground. Godfrey has one more trick up his sleeve around halfway through the match. He's reborn as the warrior, Hawara Lou, that he was before taking up the mantle of Elden Lord, tearing apart the lion on his back with his bare hands and covering himself in its blood. Hawara Lou lives for the battle beyond everything else now that all pretenses have been stripped away. With the might of a genuine warrior, he would fiercely hunt the player with his fist, kick them across the battlefield, and slam them into the ground. This phase is even more chaotic than the Elden Lord phase, and overcoming it demonstrates that the Tarnished have the strength to confront the ultimate battle. Hardest boss number 6, Mohg, Lord of Blood. While the boss fight against Mohg, or is it Mohg? Anyway, the Omen in the subterranean shunning grounds is a challenging but manageable encounter the second time around. The challenge is increased. Mohg, the Lord of Blood, is one of Elden Ring's shard bearers, and his title of Lord of Blood is no exaggeration. He's situated in the highly obscure optional region of Mohgwyn Palace. With most hits, Mohg will deliver a lot of bleed damage, leading to the player being inflicted with the bleed state, which drains a percentage of their health. At half health, the Lord of Blood's second phase adds to the commotion by slamming his weapon into the ground 3 times, draining the player's HP each time. Unless players are cautious enough to repair the lost HP before the third and final smash, the fight will be over instantly. Mog also gets a repair of wings and now has particular aerial strikes that can do a lot of damage. While Mog is a punishing monster when confronted alone, calling some ranged or melee spirits can help reverse the tide of battle here, as long as he doesn't wipe them out during his second phase. Hardest boss number 5, Malekith, the Black Blade. Death isn't as far away as you might assume. What starts as a stressful but straightforward battle with a beast clergyman suddenly becomes a horrific dance with Death himself. Malekith, the Black Blade, the last monster of crumbling Farum Azula, is clad in stunning black and gold armor and wields a large great sword capable of inflicting a debuff that decreases maximum HP by the power of Destined Death. Our ability's sheer intimidation factor is enough to earn it a spot on this list. Malekith has several lethal melee combinations that are both beautiful to look at and deadly to be caught in the middle of. Even the most experienced player will find him swift, aggressive, and lethal, with limited counter-attack possibilities unless Spirit Summons is deployed. In addition, there's a Draconic Tree Sentinel right outside the boss arena that must be avoided or slain before the fight can begin, which further adds to the fight's fear aspect. Hardest boss number 4, Elden Beast. Elden Ring's genuine last boss is a pleasant surprise. Elden Beast is a massive arcane monster carrying an enormous sword and a slew of solid ranged attacks that deliver significant holy damage and frequently target the player. Because the Elden Beast is such a massive beast, it's tempting to stay as close as possible and hope that the monster's sword attacks miss, but the boss also has techniques that allow him to swim about the arena, creating a cat and mouse game that may be maddening at times. What makes Elden Beast so challenging is its placement in the story. It comes right after the final battle with Radagon of the Golden Order, with no checkpoint in between. It implies that, similar to the end of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, Radagon must be fought on every single try against Elden Beast, and while this allows players to train Radagon to the point where he doesn't feature on this list, it still causes aggravation. It's possible that if players could battle Elden Beast without any qualifications, it wouldn't be nearly as difficult as it is now. Hardest boss number 3, Godskin Duo. In typical From Software fashion, this boss battle aims to harken back to the glory days of facing the iconic duo Ornstein and Smoke in Dark Souls, and the difficulty factor is not lost here. Godskin Duo combines a quick and agile Godskin Apostle with a sluggish and intimidating Godskin Noble from earlier Tail boss confrontations. The pair may quickly overpower lone players. However, calling spirits reduces the difficulty by diverting attention away from the player. The actual challenge is that destroying both Godskins does not terminate the fight. Instead, they're resurrected until the shared health bar is completely exhausted. Without the use of spirit summons, this becomes an endurance fight, and considering that the war is required for story development, it may quickly become a point where players feel stuck. Hardest boss number 2, Star Scourge Radahn. Star Scourge Radahn, the ultimate boss of the complex Caelid area, is a giant hulking beast of a general who dominates the battlefield while riding his faithful horse partner. He starts the fight at a great distance from the player and then delivers a barrage of solid ranged strikes that cause massive damage before switching to a variety of deadly melee combinations at close range. During this encounter, you can deploy several NPC summons located near the starting location on the floor. It includes characters from the Elden Ring, such as the lovable Ceramic Pot, Iron Fist Alexander, and the Half-Wolf Blade, who can assist to track fire. At the same time, Radahn unleashes his hard-hitting melee assaults. They don't always endure the entire battle, but they can be the difference between life and death, especially in Phase 2, when Radahn slams into the sky in a blaze of meteoric fire. This blaze is a combination of show and struggle, needing complete concentration at all times to escape death. Hardest boss number 1, Melenia Blade of Miquella. Malenia Blade of Miquella, an Aphael secret optional boss, Brace of the Haligtree, is a nearly impossible boss fight that should only be attempted with the most potent character build. When she deals damage to players or summons, she gains lifesteal, which in the most extreme situation may replenish her health bar back to complete in an almost condescending manner. In addition, Malenia's powerful katana slashes may do massive damage, including a stunning multi-hit combination that will demolish any opponent in range and end the game instantaneously. Furthermore, when players strike the ultimate blow, she transforms into Malenia, Goddess of Rot, recovering total health and learning new abilities that may inflict the horrific Scarlet Rot element. For a single second, this boss shouldn't be underestimated. Strong hits easily daze Melenia, therefore, using a fully improved Mimic Tier Spirit Summon can help alleviate pain, although even this strategy doesn't guarantee success. That concludes the list of Elden Ring's 10 most difficult bosses. That concludes today's video. Please leave a comment, let us know what you think in the comment section. Click like if you enjoyed this video. If you haven't already done so, this is a fantastic moment to do it. Every day of the week, we post brand new videos. Pressing that subscribe button, of course, is the best way to see them first. So click subscribe, make sure all alerts are turned on, and as usual, thank you for viewing this video. See you next time.